Behaviour management is a model that currently exists in our society in many parts of the industries that we work in. You'll see behaviour management plans in schools, you'll see behaviour management plans when it comes to the disability industry, you might even see behaviour management plans in people's workplaces. But the word management is the word that we need to bring focus and attention to. Behaviour management says we're going to manage this current life trigger, we're going to manage this current life situation, and we're going to manage it in a way that takes your behaviours from something that is heightened in your escalation of behaviour to something that appearingly seems more settled. And I say appearingly feels more settled because it's actually not lasting, it's just a temporary relief. Management relieves the symptoms of the current life lesson that's on offer. It manages people, it manages behaviour, it manages life, but it doesn't support people to develop independence. It doesn't support people to develop the skills so that they feel completely equipped to respond to what life is presented. Behaviour management as a phrase is something that is not going to be able to work in supporting lasting behaviour change in our society in its current form or as we go forward in the future. Our education system is a perfect example of where behaviour management plans in of themselves are not supporting. If we look at the statistics, and we look at the statistics when it comes to behaviour incidences, they're actually getting worse. They're not getting better. And if you start to have a look at the resources that are going into the education facilities, we're getting a lot more resources that are designed to support people with behaviour management, so to speak. We've got many behaviour management plans that students are going on. But why are the behaviours getting worse when there's more resources, there's more staff, there's more focus and attention going into behaviour management policies? There's even courses that many teachers are being educated with in terms of the behaviour management. With all those resources, one would think that the statistics will get less, not actually worse. But why are they getting worse? Why? Because the behaviour management policies in of themselves are not bringing enough focus or attention to making it about skills building. Behaviour management only relieves the current symptoms of behaviour, but is not supporting people to develop the skills to respond to what's being presented in their classroom. Behaviour management policies only focus on the symptoms of behaviour, but are not truly supporting people to develop the skills to deal with what's happening in their wider classroom. So yes, they may be in the school system, and in the school system they're there to traditionally learn the curriculum, whether that be to read or to write or to learn history or geography, etc. And that's what schools are traditionally based for, to support the curriculum-based learning. But what about how do we deal with conflict? How do we deal with bullying? How do we deal with winning or losing? How do we deal with critique and feedback from people? How do we deal with not getting the grades that I had projected that I should be getting? How do you deal with so much more that's in the classroom of life that is all part of the school experience? Our behaviour management plans are not focusing on that. The behaviour management plans do not consider that there are people that need to develop the skills to deal with so much more of the finer, intricate details of the classroom of life that are presented within a school-based environment. One of the faults with the behaviour management plans is that they focus on what a person shouldn't be doing rather than supporting a person to develop into what they could otherwise be doing. Some examples of behaviour management plans that I've seen is like a reporting system where they need to go to the end of each class or at the end of the day and get a grading from their teacher as to how well they did or didn't behave in that particular class. But the focus becomes more on, have you not done the thumbs down? Because we'll reinforce or we'll reward you for not doing the thumbs down behaviour. But it's really focusing on, don't use those behaviours, and not considering that those behaviours are that person's current coping strategies to deal with in their classroom of life. It's not bringing attention to why they're using those behaviours. Rather, it's bringing a focus to, I don't care why you're doing it, just stop it. Just stop using those behaviours. And when you don't use them, we'll celebrate that. Yeah, so we'll celebrate it by giving you a reward system or some sort of artificial reward that reinforces you to be motivated, artificially motivated to get the outcome that you're striving for. Rather, it doesn't actually bring a focus to addressing why those behaviours are actually happening. And that causes the bigger issue. And what that issue is when we're focusing on just don't use the thumbs down is a lot of people that I work with will then suppress their anxiety. They will suppress the escalated behaviour. But that suppression is not actually success. That suppression is a ticking time bomb. That suppression is that person waiting to explode, and when that eruption occurs, it's actually going to be more intense than what it initially was when the person was just communicating how they're experiencing life. So behaviour management in of itself, when we're focusing on managing the behaviour and just simply suppressing the behaviour, is not going to support the person to feel equipped to deal with life, and it will result in bigger escalations because the person is still not feeling equipped to know, how do I deal with the bullying? How do I deal with the peer group pressure? How do I deal with the grades that I didn't feel equipped to deal with? How do I deal with a teacher not listening to me or not feeling like I'm being listened to? How do I deal with feeling that my teacher doesn't even want to be in class today or be with me today, or misreading or reading correctly the eye rolls that come from my peers or from other people in the classroom? They're all life lessons. And when I don't feel like I've got the skills to deal with that, but I'm told I've just got to manage my behaviour, then eventually the volcano builds up and the eruption occurs. So management in of itself is actually contributing to the wider problem of why the statistics are actually getting worse and not better.